We're on your side with tonight's cover story. The U.S. Army challenged from within. There's been a significant drop in the number of people enlisting to serve our country. If the number keeps going down, it could lead to a serious national security issue. Last year, the Army missed its recruitment goal by 25%, or 15,000 soldiers. On top of that, the service finished 2022 with 466,000 active duty soldiers. That is 10,000 fewer than the target number. It's projected that gap will increase to 21,000 this year. Now, there are several recruiting hurdles the military is facing right now, and one of them is the decline in the number of qualified young people to actually enlist. You can see some of the problems here: obesity, drugs, mental health problems, and aptitude. It disqualifies 71% of potential recruits. According to the official document released by the Army, there are also gaps in knowledge, identity, and trust. So what are we talking about there? Well, number one, students say they don't understand the benefits the Army can provide. Secondly, our youth are losing confidence in many American institutions, including the military. And lastly, a lot of people can't see themselves in the Army, often due to assumptions about Army life and Army culture. In tonight's cover story, we want you to meet a recruit from North Carolina who is closing the identity gap through his lyrics. Navigating in a convoy and launching weapons is what some believe Army life is all about.
The Army has long been the nation's Swiss Army knife, called upon to respond to any and all unforeseen crises.
Which is why the Army is a branch of almost 200 jobs. Soldiers aren't just weapons experts, they're veterinarians, firefighters, and musicians. And the latest position to add to the U.S. Army Field Band, hip-hop artist.
So I've been working in music, pretty much all my life, since North Carolina, since I was young, doing the performing arts with my mom.
Born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Staff Sergeant Lamar Riddick has always been musically inclined, earning a full academic scholarship in college and graduating with a bachelor's in music recording engineering.
I jumped at it. Got it.
The award-winning rap artist is talking about an opportunity to audition for the Army Field Band in 2022 as the branch's first hip-hop artist.
The first in history.
He's changing the identity of the Army, one of three gaps mentioned in a 2022 memo signed by the Secretary of the Army and Chief of Staff. Potential recruits can't see themselves in the branch, often due to assumptions about Army life and culture.
I can't limit my passion and where it can go. I think everyone has that perfect picture of what they dream to do, but sometimes the picture can be bigger. And so once I realized, one, is stability, I had a family, I had a dream to do my music full time, and all those things lined up with what was offered. And so I pursued it and I enlisted, and now I'm doing hip-hop, rap music full-time and serving the country.
Sergeant Riddick, who enlisted last year, says it's an honor to serve in the Army and the branch's field band. Their mission is all about connecting.
Using music to relate and to tell stories in order to connect with civilians. And so that's what we're doing through our music, whether it's hip-hop, country, rock, or classical. The mission is still the same.
Sergeant Riddick says even in boot camp, his job position has
spread like wildfire.
Meanwhile, he hopes his duty position reaches more younger Americans on the opportunities and possibilities in the nation's oldest branch.
I think when it comes to the identity gap, that doesn't rely just on solely one person or one unit. That's a collective effort across, everywhere. And I think the biggest thing that the Army wants to communicate is that you can be you and be the best you while serving. I think that's the target.
Sergeant Riddick says in addition to travel, the Army provides stability.
I think everyone that goes through life is always looking for stability. And I think stability is the foundation of success.
Success that's enhancing readiness.
I think it was on time, and I think that the Army is always trying to diversify its efforts and to be transparent and to reflect how society looks, and I think that's very important. That's one of the ways that I relate to that, because I love to relate to people. And so that the Army was making an effort to do that, starting with a genre-specific mission or whatever the case may be, it's good to be here.
Impressive young man, right? The U.S. Army still offering enlistment and quick ship bonuses. There's also the 2-year enlistment option. All right, back to the